Backdrop.
What I need a backdrop for?
Because it cuts off your face sometimes. We live, so
Yeah, it say we live. I guess they catching
Mm-hmm.
some B-roll. We're talking about
right.
man.
That little
That's it.
inside. Don't say nothing crazy, Rabbi.
Exactly. I won't. So we'll go
Yeah,
ahead
but
and
we
get
live.
started. We'll go ahead and get started since we live. Happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Relationships Are Us. I am the relationship rabbi, of course, the queen of the house, the lovely D Love Jones is in the building. And you all, you know what? We just want to reach out and get the prayer royal solicited for our dear friend, the Big Goop. you see, you see how he's looking down. I don't know if it's the scripture he's reading or what, but we want
I
to,
think he was
you
doing
know.
the opening prayer.
Okay, opening prayer.
Yeah.
Okay, a
Yeah.
silent prayer. Amen. Okay, we
Amen. All
good.
right.
There we go.
Yeah, we
Hey,
ready.
blessings, people, blessings.
Blessings.
Y'all
Well,
gonna have to forgive Big Goo because you know he's the producer extraordinaire now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So he
he's,
be
he's
trying to get everything right.
he's a big wig,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
Yeah.
we're trying to get it right. We're trying to get it. Hey, but we got it about right now, though. So listen, so we ready to rock and roll, man. So let's show them how right we got it.
All right.
Okay, well, let's do it. Well, how was everybody's week? Last week rather. D Love, you can go first.
My Mother's Day was delightful
Awesome.
because I got the opportunity to take my child out and spend
Mm.
copious amounts of money going out to brunch so she could thank me for being her mother.
Exactly. Where did you all have brunch at?
We had brunch at the Gathering Spot. That's one of their little signature events is their Mother's Day brunch. They had like a live band and all of this stuff. And I wanted to just stay in bed. Like
Mm,
my perfect Mother's Day would have been to like stay in bed and have everything delivered to me and just watch TV because I never get to do that. But my
exactly.
child needed to celebrate me in order for her to feel good about Mother's Day.
Oh
So I
yeah, of
had to.
course. Because one day, you know, many moons from now,
Mhm.
all of our daughters will, God bless, will be mothers themselves. So, you know, it's good that they're enriched and celebrating mommy now. So when it's their
Yeah.
turn, they can be like, hey, are y'all taking me somewhere? Because
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the bed today.
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
that's good. That's
Hey,
good. Oh,
well,
yes.
happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
D. Love Jones. I ain't get a chance to tell you
My Cash
myself,
App is
but
still open. You know, like
Oh,
hey,
y'all
it's
don't.
still
It's
open. It's
Mother's
still
Month. Come
open.
on now. My Cash.
Okay.
right. You know
Y'all hit
what?
my
But
Cash
I
App.
disconnected my cash app.
Oh,
I
yeah. You
disconnected
know
Oh,
my
what? Every
good play,
time a
Goose.
dude tell you they
Good,
disconnected their
good,
Cash App,
good play, Goose.
you know, dudes don't be wanting to be on Cash App because they know they be messing with them little. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
saying?
big
You
an
know what I'm
app.
talking about?
That's it, man. We don't look.
They be
We
like, send
already
me some
got
gas
topics for
money.
this show. We already got hey.
But
We
D Love,
already
you got
got topics for this show.
hey D Love, you got to
We
come
already
back
got
like
topics, but if we start talking about Cash App,
That's a
it's
whole
gonna
nother
be
topic.
crazy. I know it. So
D
listen,
Love, you
Somebody
got
feeling
don't want to talk
convicted.
about the big and app. We don't want to talk
Somebody
about
feeling
the big and
convicted.
app.
D Love, you got to come
It's a
back
big and app now.
like the water boys do at the corner. They say, you can sell me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You can.
Because
This my
everybody
number.
got a bank account. So you can, you know, well, hopefully everybody should have an online banking account. So you can say, you know what, you can sell me. You know, you
Yeah,
got to switch up the apps. That catch them
they get
every
been
time. They
changed
called me
up.
like that one time. I was like, dang.
They be like, you ain't got no cash. Oh no, just hit my Cash App right
I
here.
said, man, I ain't got cash out. You can sell me a bit, bro. I was like,
Oh yeah.
man,
Oh
he's slick
yeah.
with it. You know,
Mm.
I had a decent Mother's Day as well. Got up, Ebony and the girls and I, we all went to Vickery's. That's a nice little hidden gym on the east side of Atlanta near
Hmm.
Maynard Jackson High School. And they have a good salmon sandwich. But I had a bean burger though. I wanted to keep it light. Trying to
You
get
had a
me
what
something
burger?
for the summer.
Hey,
Bean burger.
hold on. Me and Tay
Uh-oh.
got a confession to make. We had Father's Day the day before
Oh
Mother's Day.
yeah, we ate
First
last
of
week,
all,
so you
that's
can
so
talk about your
disrespectful.
Father's Day. I'll let Magic introduce the prerequisite of Mother's Day is actually interlude of Father's Day on that Saturday prior. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but it was awesome. We ended up speaking of Mother's Day. We'll let Magic do Father's Day. But we ended up going to Big Earth, and we went to my
I'm
mother's
mad you
house.
really just cracking up right now.
Cause
I'm
it
not
was
happy.
funny. It's when you hear the story, it's gonna all make sense. So we went to my mother's, and I had to go get Marley from her mother's, and so I just sent flowers to my mother-in-law, and Ebony went and saw her mom. So overall, we had a great Mother's Day.
Well, wait. Are you gonna tell me the funny story that got Magic cracking up, or is it off limits?
Yeah, I was gonna let Magic.
Oh, this is okay.
You know,
Come on,
break
Big Goo.
down his weekend, his week.
Big Goo, what's up?
No, man. I mean, it was good. It ain't really no funny story. It just like, it was just, it was just a good day, you know what I mean? But you know what? I salute all the mothers that are mothers, you know what I mean,
Correct.
that actually give the children that, something to be proud of as a mother, especially in this days and time, because, they can get, they can be caught on the OnlyFans, a bunch of stuff can be going down. So I salute the mothers that they give their children something to be proud of. And I, first of all, I want to double salute all the mothers that are just mothers only and not fathers. I tell women all the time, you do not have to devalue yourself saying that you're a mother and a father. You can be an outstanding woman, a strong woman, that same woman that do and provide for her kids, no matter who's in the picture, and doesn't have to take the title of being a man. And you can do that being just the woman you are. So I like the women who stand tall on their own 10 toes as a full-fledged woman of God, full-fledged black woman, my black women, and doesn't take the title of saying that I'm your mama and your daddy. I'm just a great woman that's getting the job done. And I think we should give them a round of applause just for doing that.
There you go, Goo.
I have a question, because it's really important that you said that. But what do you do with that gap? Like, who fills that gap?
God.
Okay.
We talking about fathers, so that's why I really don't, I try to stay away from Father's Day, because I think Father's Day should be like bigger than Christmas. Because when you think about fathers, and when you say your prayers, you say what? Our Father in heaven. Then you want to celebrate mother, but we got the Father of fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, shouldn't we celebrate Father's Day a little bit harder than we celebrate Mother's Day?
No, because
I'm talking about my God.
Father's Day, number one,
is about my God.
No, we're not talking about God. We're talking about earthly fathers.
When you say your prayers, what do you say?
Come on now. Come on. Don't be blasphemous now.
Don't you be blasphemous.
Don't you be
blasphemous.
No, I'm not. I'm saying, first of all, I'm not the mother that says I'm a father too. I don't want to be a father. I'm like, where is your daddy? Like, because I don't want to be. Like, I ain't trying to fill them shoes, but there is also a part of, like, there isn't, every child relationship necessitates a mother and a father. And when the father is not there and not present, you do oftentimes have to stand in the gap. You do oftentimes have to stand in the gap for that missing role. And there are things that are outside of my comfort zone that I still have to step into as a mother. I don't proclaim to be her father and her mother. I just know that my motherly goals are stretched, So right, I can't stay in my lane. You said what?
Going on since slavery. This been going on since slavery. This been going on since the beginning, since they were snatching us away from our mothers. And so women been dynamic. There's nothing new to get into this day and age, and to get in this day and age, and to get in this day and age and say, hey, you know what? Now we playing both roles. No, you playing the same role you've been playing. You saying you playing saying you are a dynamic woman that been able to carry the load and carry the burden that was placed above you. And you should give yourself credit as a woman. Don't divide that up against for no man to say, hey, you know what, I'm putting on these man shoes. You taking from yourself as a ultimate dynamic woman. Just be that. That's stronger. The most powerful force on this earth is a woman. There's nothing more powerful than a woman on this earth. And you want to give that to us? You want to say, oh, you know what? You know what I'm saying? You want to dilute yourself and say, hey, you know what? I'm a man too. I'm the father too. No, just be that dynamic woman. But Father's Day, Father, when you say your prayers, you still have to answer the question. Who you pray? You say, our Father up in heaven. Who you pray?
I say Lord.
You say Father God.
I say
You say
Lord.
Father. You say
No,
Lord.
I say
Lord,
Father.
he's
I
the
say,
Father.
first of all, but let's be real. I'm not gonna go down this road with you. You're not gonna take me there. Father's Day is for earthly fathers. Mother's Day is for earthly mothers. Period. Y'all ain't
So I don't
y'all
want to
ain't
hear nothing
God
about the
because
Mother
people
Mary
refer
no
to
more.
you as
Then,
Father. You said what?
well, we don't want to hear nothing about the Mother Mary no more. Then,
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna transition.
Look, can we do it? Please. Can you take the wheel where I'm
I
at?
was letting them fly today, but I'm gonna bring them on back in.
Thank you.
So normally, for those who watch the show or listen to the show from the beginning, know that D Love always hits me with a hot topic the day of or the day before the show leading up to that Sunday morning. So surprisingly, I flipped the script and hit her with a topic. And so her eyes got big and she's like, oh my God, I forgot.
He caught me slipping.
Yeah, caught you slipping. Everybody get caught.
I ain't gonna front.
Hey, everybody get caught every now and then. That's just part of it. But I think because this was a story that happened earlier in the week, and you got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday kind of fell to the side because other, Persian topics came up. But this Portia Williams, man.
Run it back for the people like me who tuned out. Run it back.
I mean, it's really child's play, but I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious because there was so many, I guess, words and whispers about her true character, her being a native of Atlanta. When she first joined the cast of Real Housewives, okay? Her being associated with Block, who was Candy's oldest daughter's father, and how he was, not he didn't say, but it was just said that, she was a groupie and this and that and the third when she was younger. And I don't know that to be true personally. I'm just saying that's what was said. So,
first of all, don't slander Portia's name. She is a descendant of Hosea Williams. She is from the Williams family.
Yeah, I'm from the Grace family. So
yeah,
I mean,
but I'm just saying, don't. When she came in the door, everybody knew her as from the Hosea Williams Foundation family, a descendant of Hosea Williams.
And with that being said, she should have knew better to do what she did this week.
Yeah, she should have never got on that show because this
is exactly. She wanted to protect this legacy. She should have said, "No, you know what? I'm gonna stand back. Maybe I can do something executively, But for as me being a cast member, I have too much to lose, and I don't want to tarnish my grandfather's legacy by signing up." However, she did what she did, and now she done trumped herself again. How you gonna?
What the hell did she do?
She done.
That's what I'm telling you, running to come on for the people like Big Goo that just been working too hard. You don't know.
She has did and we talked about this last week. The code. How are you going?
We did talk about the code.
How are you going to move in on your castmates? Now ex-husband, but at the time he was her husband, and you was talking about how you wanted your daughter's father to marry you, and this, that, and the third, and now all of a sudden you done got engaged out of how many months? They say 2, 1.
What they trying to do?
I'm telling you the story. She done got engaged to her castmate's husband.
And
okay, so now,
but
now what's being said?
Are they going through a divorce? Or they just got divorced. I couldn't. It was varying reports.
There's so many stories out here. We'll never know the full truth, but I heard he's
But
fully
what's
divorced. But it's only been a month, and now she's in
Atlanta.
You
And
said
what,
what?
man?
Rabbi, with you being from Atlanta,
okay.
and you
East Point,
familiar,
East Pacific.
right? You from East Point,
Yeah.
and you familiar with the Williams and the Hosea Williams and all that stuff. So now, people trying to figure out like it Hosea, like Hosea. They trying to like, is this the legacy Hosea? That's two separate words.
The whole Edward Williams.
Y'all don't drag that man's
Jose.
name. Y'all better stop.
Now,
I'm just trying to get some clarity.
Y'all better stop.
We defend. I'm saying this one word, but they saying that she is the legacy with the whole set, Like, so I just want to get the East Point vet on this.
Hey.
I want to get the East Point vet on this to see how, this is what's going on in his city. So
Correct.
we need to figure out,
Well,
what is this Hosea or this is Hosea? Like, did she really get outside the family structure or is she in line?
Don't do
well,
that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm me being from East Point, and people listening that's not from the city or familiar with the city, it's a different it's a border. Like, we can't vote for the mayor of Atlanta because we're not in that county or city, excuse me. So we really are not attached to politics and the politicians of Atlanta. Now, if he had a street named Hosea Williams that ran through East Point, then I would feel a little different, But at the end of the day, I still understand, like, Portia. And now she's not an ugly young lady. Let's just be clear. She's attractive. But I'm trying to understand, you being from the A, and supposedly we all having a certain code of ethic that we live by. Out of all the men, maybe celebrities or all NBA or NFL All-Stars that watch this show and probably infatuated with you from a fantasy level that you probably could have even went on a hard date with, this is who you choose?
Okay, so hold on, Rabbi. In a nutshell, she announced that she was engaged, showed a picture of her ring. The guy she brought on his ex-wife onto the show. And they introduced them as friends. But according to Portia, they are not and have not ever been friends. Their husbands, or Portia's child's father,
yes,
and the guy were business partners. So really, we talking a little bro code here, for real.
Oh no, that's no. That's not. That's not. He ain't neither of them all. But you said that linked to the Williams. She is linked to Hosea, so she gets the headline.
Okay, but listen, hear me out though. Hear me out. So we know the reality TV is all for the optics. It's all for. Is it Marley? Hey Marley. Is it Marley?
No,
that's one of your daughters. Okay.
Trying to get seen.
Oh, okay. Listen, this is the show to be seen on now. So the thing is, the whole thing that everybody's going back and forth is Portia saying that's not her friend. They were just on the show together. They was never friends. They got Jasmine Brand posted an interview of the girl, I can't remember her name. I think her name is Fallon. But the girl talking about being friends with Portia and how nice she thought Portia was and all of these things. So anyways, but the whole thing what everybody really going on Portia about, because they like, okay, whether they was friends or whether they weren't friends. There's like, Portia's looking for a bag.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's obvious.
And so the dude is like some African prince or something. I don't know. I'm probably making this up. But the dude is like some African prince, and they saying, Portia's looking for a bag. She's looking for somebody that's very well off to marry, to take care of her, so she can secure her financial future.
Well, now I'm kind of upset at Eddie Murphy, because we could have just shot Coming to Atlanta here, and not coming to America, because that's what Portia doing. She's taking the same storyline of Coming to America and trying to marry
You
her.
got a Prince Hakeem.
Yeah. her father was McDowell's. He was a prominent figure in the community.
Portia is no Lisa.
Her
She is no
granddad,
Lisa.
her granddad is Hosea Williams.
Portia is no Lisa now.
I mean,
But,
when he
but
got
we
his
never
own
discussed
money,
the Hosea part.
he got
We're
his
not
own.
gonna do it because we're not about to have the civil rights people in this city coming for our necks. Okay, you're gonna stop it right
We
now.
defending them. I thought we were defending them. We trying to
We
say,
defending Hosea.
was-
It's Lisa Williams. Lisa, or you can say Portia McDowell. It's Portia McDowell.
Portia McDowell.
That's trying to find her Prince Hakeem, and just like the sister had
The
slick,
sister, that's it.
like, yeah, you know, the sister tried to bite down on Dara after, you
oh
know.
my God.
So it's all messed up. Now we gotta find Portia's sister and make sure she
Hey.
don't make a move on her sister's, her niece's
Yeah.
dad.
You know what?
That we gotta make sure
Hey,
her
man,
sister
this
don't
is
make a
crazy.
move on her niece's daddy.
The centerpiece of this whole
This is
story
crazy.
is, Rabbi, you want to talk about, is she breaking girl code?
She broke it. Yeah, she breaking it.
But technically they're not friends.
But we
Women
know
don't
that
have no
now
code.
because
First of
even
all,
on the,
we real ones do have a code.
even on the clip, she look in the house and she like, oh, this is a nice house. She ain't never been to the house. Yeah, you were never. I
But that
get,
lets you know they wasn't friends, right?
I get it, but it's still, it's just still a law. You just can't be walking up in folks' house. I mean, people do it every day, and let's be
Oh,
clear
yeah.
for the people listening. We know this is ain't nothing new under the sun, like they say. But the fact that we know it's nothing new under the sun, and you continue to keep doing it, and you know, like, oh, she want the bag. In that case, she's nothing but a hobby. Because if he got it, he got it. So she really
Yeah,
tricking
that's what-
herself.
That's what I mean. Some girl came on and said she was dating the guy before Portia started dating him and all of this stuff. But I mean, basically, he's probably a very well-off gentleman that is also taking advantage of the opportunity of Portia's celebrity. So let's be clear.
Correct. Yes.
Like he got a bag, right? But that was the same kind of thing that I think the Mariah Carey dude. Remember, Mariah Carey got into it with that billionaire dude, and I think she sued him because she was like, first of all, I didn't elevated your whole profile just by us dating.
So are we assuming that Portia is broke?
I'm not assuming.
No chase a bag? I'm just asking. Because if you got a bag, why go chase a bag?
Yes.
But we
It's
have
not
to
an assumption.
understand. Greed
hold on.
is a whole nother level, right? Like some people make it here, but they still looking around because the whole thing about this show is that practically everybody on this show been struggling. Like
Exactly.
the only person who has consistently had money, who we all know, is Ken.
It's Candy. I agree.
I don't know nobody's pockets, but that was kind of what you could tell. Everybody was trying to fake it until they was making it, and half of them wasn't even
And
wise.
they're still
on the
faking
show.
it.
And I don't
And
watch it
some of them still
religiously.
faking
So, but the one thing I think is that there's a beautiful part of Atlanta, and then there's that part of Atlanta where everybody is on what they be on. You know, everybody is about what you driving, what you got, and a lot of people ain't got a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that maybe Portia does have money, but she don't have the type of money that she want to have, right? Portia might be one season Bravo cancellation away from not being able to maintain her lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, Portia is now on unemployment. We can, I can vouch for that. I can definitely vouch she's not on. Yeah, she's definitely not on unemployment. But however, it's a lot of shows, not just, I would like to I would like to rename the show.
Oh, here we go.
I would rename it something else.
What would you name?
Not even gonna rename it today. No, because what's going on? These are Asian cougars, the thoughts on their way out. You know what I mean? Like
real cougars in Atlanta. You want to say something like that?
Yeah, something, but it need to be something that pertains because, because they gotta bust these You know, these don't know what I'm saying. These last leg busted babies. These, you know, they on their last leg of busting it. They got to go. She got to go for Prince Hakeem.
Yeah.
That's it for her.
Portia McDowell.
That's it. She got to go.
First of
Yeah,
all,
she got
Portia's
to go.
not on her last leg.
Portia
Portia is
She
McDowell
gotta
has
be.
to go for
That is a
Hakeem.
thirst move. That is not.
It is.
She's not playing chess. She's playing
securing
checkers. She
the
wanted
bag.
to get a king so she could make and move on the board how she wanted to. It was chess.
No, you're right.
She would have. If
she
it was
wasn't
chess, she
smooth
would have
enough.
took her time and she would have found the right person to get what she wanted, and then all the checks would have been covered. You know, it's my character still.
She ain't got that much time, got it?
But you also,
That's what I'm saying. That's why she playing checkers. Yeah, she playing checkers. Yeah.
She ain't got that much time.
But like, if y'all look at this show though, because first of all, I'm not gonna degrade these women because I think they get in the bag and we don't really know nothing about them in real life, right? You know, Nene used it as an opportunity to get her to break into Hollywood. I don't know, that might be stalled a little bit, but she did use the show.
She was married to
Greg.
Hey, she was married to somebody that had some money.
She was.
Yeah.
But that
Nene was married to somebody who got some money.
And then when the man got ill-wise, she was finna leave him. She was threatening to leave old Greg after all he done did and took off the pole. And she, you know, it's like, I'm about like Magic now. I'm about like Magic. And I don't know these people. But like I said, I'm just reporting. If we're journalists, I'm just reporting what I see. I said
journalist word real loosely. Anyways, so no, but real talk, real talk.
Reporting what we see,
what we see.
Real talk though, just as well as these women could be whatever y'all want to purport them to be, there have been some clout chasing men on that show, season after season.
I agree too. But if that's the topic, we can talk about it. Prince Hakeem
to me sound real suspect on the clout chasing spectrum. Okay,
I wouldn't doubt it. I think Peter was an opportunist when he was dealing with Cynthia. So it is what it is. I've heard numerous accounts of people that. Well, him and Rashida started from the ground up though, so I can't really.
That's a different franchise.
Yeah, that's a different dynamic because they own Atlanta together. You know what I'm saying? But Peter is from New York originally, Jamaica, but established in New York, come down, get tangled up with Cynthia. So that storyline is different. But I've heard, you know, other people in Atlanta say how he flirted and made moves on them, which probably was true or not true. But at the end of the day, he still had an opportunist demeanor about himself. And I think he was a cool cat overall, but that was probably his motive.
I think he started off as a cool cat. And I mean, he quickly got entangled in all of the reality show foolishness. And I thought he would have stood tall and been like balancing it out. But he was messier than his wife was on the show, but he was trying to be a star.
Correct.
It was ugly. It was definitely, I was like, ooh, it's not a good look.
Peter said, Todd, Todd, I don't know why you don't want to sign the what is it?
That prenup?
Yeah.
Oh, that prenup. First of all, let me tell you.
He said, Todd, I don't know why, Candy making it a big deal to sign the prenup. If you love each other, seeing things gonna happen, but you just do what make you feel good, Todd.
You do a better accent than Peter do, okay?
So that's all. Right. And people was kind of feeling that way about Todd per Candy's mom. You know what I'm saying? How she was,
I ain't saying I'm just gonna close it up about that because boy, I can't even give opinions publicly.
But but it's all good. But at the end of the day, we just having fun. So if any of them happen to see this years down the line or next week, just know it's all fun and game. But all jokes aside, you got to be a little more tactful. You got to have a little more value to yourself. Mm-hmm. If you don't want people to know how you move, then step away from the camera. If you don't want to be ridiculed and examined.
The one thing I'll say to Portia, for real, like whatever, anybody can say whatever they want to about her motives, but she needs to be careful Because oftentimes them same people who, putting that fat ring on your finger and you flaunting it and you bringing him into the spotlight. Nobody had a clue about who this man was. Not even the fact that he was old girl's husband.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody outside of the people who are like avid fans of this show had a clue about who this man was. You elevating this man's profile in a major way. And if he can do the same thing, come in and be having you looking real crazy, and you ain't gonna be on the show next season.
In the words of my boy Duval, Lil Duval, City Boys up. City Boys up. Hot Boy Summer. We coming. We already setting the trend. Y'all better get ready.
Man, what's wrong
City
with
Boys
that,
up.
though? I don't. Hey, I have some, I got some backlash about that because, it's okay when men do it for women. Like, you see it when the men get drafted to the NFL, the NBA, get their first big record deal, get a movie and whatnot. The woman always get the benefit and bask in in that little part, and they may start their own business, like Waka Flocka and old girl. Like nobody
They're
knew
still
Tammy.
married though.
Yeah, but nobody knew her, regardless of if they still married. But nobody knew her. So but I'm saying men elevate women on a daily basis, but if a woman elevates a man, it's a problem. And and I think that's a double standard.
I don't believe in clout chasing in no circumstance, men versus women. Everything we talk about is not always men versus women either. I think that anybody that's with you for clout is not the right person, and I don't think it looks good on either part. First of all, Black women take these athletes to task at every turn when they be getting these little jump offs, and then they wipe them up real quick. You know what I'm saying?
D-Love, I got a question. I know our topic is another main topic, that we haven't dived into yet. But Ebony and I were watching the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting, I probably didn't do a lot of research this year.
Can I just say real quick that I feel like Ebony is my friend. And I haven't never met Ebony. But anytime you say Ebony, I'll be like, that's my girl.
Bye, Ebony. You're messing up.
Isn't she there?
She right here.
Hey, girl.
The ratings. You might well come speak. You interrupting. You doing some Portia McDowell type stuff, trying to elevate.
First of all, don't be equating my girl.
She elevates. See what I'm saying?
Love y'all so much.
I love you too.
She's trying to elevate herself.
Look at her elevate. Now she's elevated. now she elevated. Now she's a star now.
Chasing on you,
Now everybody gonna go buy Portia's lifestyle stuff because she been seen on the camera.
Plug your brand, Eb. Plug your brand.
So we watching the draft, and it popped up on me. She was like, why he did this or why she did that? And I got to thinking, and there's nowhere in the world no young man has played, I don't care if it's Pee-wee, high school football, college football, when you first hit that field with your first pair of pads and your first cleats on, at any age, your goal and your focus and your love is to one day hopefully play in the NFL, right? And I'm sitting here watching the draft, and I'm like, why are these dudes letting these girlfriends sit by them and their mama on the other side of the couch? I don't get that. I said, I have a problem with that. If you in a sex mood, if you want to sit her on this side and sit mama on this side, okay. Because most dad is gonna be like, bro, do your thing. I'm just proud of you, But I saw and I don't know the dynamics of everybody's relationship with their parents, but I just saw it enough last year and this year, where the girlfriends, I just sit by the son, and I'm like, baby girl, timeline wise, you ain't gonna be here in 5 years, even if he was going to the league. That's just life, huh?
Yeah, my dad the one to win for that. He be like, nah, you got to move. You ain't gonna sit here.
Move.
Then you remember the one last year, the wide receiver, she had grabbed his phone
and he snatched the phone back. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
that. He played for Dallas now. The slot receiver. I'm like, yeah.
Wait, Rabbi, were their fathers there, and the girlfriend was sitting closer to them than the father, or the father was absent?
No, the fathers,
Shooting
like
ain't
the
supposed to be
gentlemen
there.
that were like some of them had lounges on the premise of where the draft was, and then sometimes they shot to the players that were at home, and it was multiple occasions where you would, and the crazy part about it, and I'm not trying to be biased, but I do think that it was more black players with their girlfriends right on their hip than it was Caucasian or Hawaiian players.
Mhm.
It was.
You
Hawaiian
You're
see,
not
players
when
being
it's
are
biased.
when
It's
it,
just
when
a
it's
fact.
when it's us, I don't care if the girlfriend Hispanic, Latino, or how it's the black guys always had the girl on the hip and mama on the opposite side of the couch. I'm like, man, boy, that girl didn't buy them cleats, that girl didn't pick you up and take you to practice, that girl didn't work overtime to make
Let's
sure.
be clear though. Let's be
It was a
clear.
throat baby.
First of all, I don't.
So baby.
Oh gosh, listen. So my brother wasn't a college athlete, went on to play overseas, and I always thought it was really bizarre the role that girls played for these college athletes, and a lot of times they're playing sports in school. They're not doing anything else. The girls are writing papers. The girls are going to their classes, taking notes. The girls are doing like literally getting these guys through school. They're keeping them eligible to play.
So you saying they earn they keep?
No, not in
That's
19, 20
what I'm
years.
saying is that maybe that's why the girls are elevated in that way, because they have been instrumental in their college career.
If I go to,
So
if I'm in the
Tay,
league,
I got a question then, Tay.
huh?
I got a question for you, Rabbi Dan Cox. Going by what D. Love Jones say. So we're gonna put this on a 4-year basis, right? 3 to 4 year
Because
basis.
that's what I was gonna do. I was saying sometimes these girls leave it
I
in
got
2.
you.
Go ahead.
You're right. So I got you on a 3 to 4 year basis. We're just gonna put it there. So these girls, once they enter their freshman year of college, they come about and they play their part. They doing papers. They making sure this guy can be where he's supposed to be. The same thing that the coach is doing. The coach just get them their freshman year, and they coach them up and they put them on the field, making sure that they have, what they need to get themselves to the league. The coaches and the girls play this, they had the same amount of time with these players. But now when the players go on to college, go on to the next, they go to the NFL, NBA, whatever, they still hold the coaches up high like the coach did. Now, this thing the coach, now you can't say now, these coaches, they weren't buying cliques at 4 and 5 years old. They weren't taking them to practice. But they praise these coaches like these coaches been there for them their whole life because they help them get over the hump. So is it okay to salute these young women like D. Love Jones is saying? She's making a valid point because they're the ones that helping them get over the hump. Now they ain't been there the whole journey, but when they got to school, the head coach ain't been there the whole journey either. The girls ain't been there the whole journey, but these are the people that help you get over the hump. Do you salute that? Do you acknowledge that?
I heard everything you said, but who am I acknowledging? The coach now in
What
your
he's saying
example?
is that they it's okay for them to give reverence to the coach at the level that they do on a continuous basis, but they can't give that same reverence to the woman who helped them make it through their collegiate career.
So I'm gonna answer. And it looks like we just the other topic might have to be another.
Yeah, we have to postpone that joint, right?
But because so for an example, and Magic you might want to step to the side and ask Mr. Vaughn, because big universities such as Alabama or Florida, they have tutors that go to class and sit in class for them when they're on road trips, or if you play deep enough into the playoffs. When we come back for the spring semester, you playing for a national championship, you going a whole month if you Alabama. So you still are rostered and registered in class. So they have people in place that are going to class for you, that are taking notes for you, that are working with you on your paper. Now, it might be on a Division II or Division III level where you do have your girlfriend maybe taking that role, but these places like Oklahoma, Florida, SEC, ACC, there's somebody in your class taking your notes for you, not your girlfriend. There's somebody helping you write your paper, not your girlfriend. So
I don't believe that though. I don't believe
it's
that
true.
no, I know, no. I know that that's true for a fact. But that does not mean that person. I'm talking about, I know girls. I know I have friends who have literally written papers. Like they boyfriend didn't have nothing to do with it. If he went before the board to say, did you write this paper? He wouldn't even probably know what it's about.
And
So I think you might be, I agree with what you're saying as far as them having things in place, but there's only so far that they can go that's ethical, right?
and so what I'm saying is, and I'm repeat my original statement. I'm not saying the girlfriend should not be in the picture. She should not be in the room. She should not be on site where the draft is. But you not sitting right beside me, and my mama is on the opposite side of the couch. That's not gonna, that don't make sense to me.
No,
Because
I mean,
you
I can
don't.
agree with that.
you didn't
Yeah, I can agree with
because
that.
at the end of the day, in order for me to get to college, this woman or this man helped me learn my timetables, helped me learn my alphabets, helped me learn how to put sentence structures together to even get to college that had let you do your little 2 years versus the 12 years.
But the truth
And
is,
I'm gonna let
Rabbi,
you
All that.
the truth
Yeah,
is,
old girl
Rabbi,
gonna
that's
say all
optics.
that. Hey, and old girl gonna say, I'm glad all that happened, but when you got to this walk,
that's the issue. And thank you, Magic.
No.
And that's all I'm saying.
But Rabbi,
So
honestly, it's just optics. Honestly, because nobody knows, and I mean, it kind of goes in what we've been talking about to a certain extent, but it's just optics. Because, like you said, once they get in the league, that girl is not very likely to become their wife. Like,
correct.
I mean, we don't have the stats to prove it, but
We know that. I mean,
oftentimes,
but we grown and we in an age
right?
age bracket where we know that's just how time. I dated a college athlete, and so
Did she drop you?
no, we actually we dated her whole 4 years up undergrad. So I was her boyfriend from her freshman year up to her even going to grad school.
So you
So
invested.
correct, but even at that time, we were both the same major. We were both communication majors. And we would study, certain things. Even when I was in grad school and she was still in undergrad, I would kind of say, "Hey, what you struggling with?" Blah 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 blah. And we probably helped work a paper together. But they still had study hall. They still had people in place for them to take notes. So when they were in SWAC season and come back, they still up to date on what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But if she had aspirations to go to the WNBA, she's a head coach now at a popular high school in Montgomery. But if I was to still been around in her endeavor to go to the WNBA, and her mom is there, her sister, her dad, etc., I know for a fact, me, Tavis, the rabbi, would have been in the shot, but I would have been sitting right beside her because I don't owe that to myself.
But maybe you weren't doing enough. Right?
hey,
You know what I'm saying?
do
Were
think,
you writing papers? You were studying. Y'all was in
But do
study
you-
hall
No,
together.
that's not. See, now you trying to
Was
get
you
me in
writing
this tight
papers?
situation because I'm married. Oh, the
Was
devil.
you handling? I'm just
business.
saying.
No, I just want to know this.
Luckily, you got an extra chance with Eb, and she came in and saved the day. But right now, you
But
could be the
no,
husband of a head coach.
for an example, like when she tore both of her ACLs.
Mhm.
But when she tore, I'm the one that drove her to Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? When she tore, I was the one in the back, comforting her when she was like, it's done. It's no way I can continue to play. I tore both of my ACLs. You know what I'm
So
saying?
is that when you dropped her? When you
No,
realized?
I told you I dated her all
ACLs?
through college. So
Hey,
I was
my
there
thing is
even when
this.
she came back. But I wasn't gonna sit on the couch, and her mom and dad, I know what they've invested in her as parents, and they always came to her games.
That's really bizarre, honestly, because most Black mothers ain't going for that anyway. They're gonna be like,
Right.
I'm
And you
sorry.
can
No,
see
they ain't
them, you
going
can
down,
see,
won't you?
Your daddy, what you gonna leave your daddy over there?
yeah, I'm like, what are
Hey,
y'all doing?
hey, hold on. Listen, but I want to know a question. If she would have stayed with the rabbi, do you think that would have increased her chances to go into the WNBA like, do you think so? I mean, just her involvement with you for them 4 years from freshman year. Do you think you increased her chances of going to the WNBA, or you hurt her chances of going to
No,
the
I
WNBA?
increase her chances. She to this day, she probably can't stand me because I tell her all the time, I put you on the MAP. That spells math, if you will.
Oh,
I said, I told her, I said, you might have
all
got
the degrees in this room, and you
Yeah.
trying to do is
I
spelling it.
said, you probably got recruited, but I put you on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was me, you know, working through the atmosphere in the universe that got you to start a shooting guard position and this, that, and the third. Everybody said, oh, that's who they take out. Oh, okay. And that's when,
Right.
but even now, I'm
So
still
you
cool,
elevated her.
if you will.
She didn't elevate you.
The
Oh,
top
no,
You
no, no.
elevated
I'm sorry.
high school in
No, no,
Montgomery.
no.
Because
And
we
that's-
bring her on the next show. No.
Hey, it's gonna make she'll probably come over here going off. but
Top
even
high
now,
school in Montgomery, Alabama.
yeah, but even
Oh,
now,
there she is.
hey, even now, the coaches that coach, we still communicate. Coach Harris, Lou Jack, when they see me, it's all love because they know this college, because they played at state. And so they understand the dynamics of dating your college sweetheart and this, that, and the third. But they never can sit there and say, oh, well, they treated each other like trash and this and that, and the third. So when we see each other, it's all love. And we joke about back then, you know what I'm saying, about things that didn't go right and didn't go wrong. But at
Hey,
the end of the
D-Love
day,
Jones.
So this is the
D-Love
question.
Jones.
What's up?
D-Love Jones. So which one lasts longer, D-Love Jones? I gotta ask you, cause which one lasts longer? Your high school love or your college love? Which one of them you never lose love for?
I think it's definitely your college. I think it's your college love because like if you didn't make it past high school, oftentimes when you go to college, you experience such a different life than the people who kind of got stuck in the hometown and didn't really venture out. And so oftentimes you be so different after you go through that college experience, unless that person went out to college as well. But if you be so different, like I feel like your coming of age is in college. So the person that you engage with when you in college is oftentimes gonna be that's kind of who you became. You know what I'm saying? That love in high school wasn't
So
nothing.
you saying that love. So you saying your first love, if your first love was your high school love and your second love was your college love, you saying that the second love is gonna, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna hold on to that for the rest of your life versus your first love.
I think that if it was the battle of the relationships, the college relationship would win. That's what I think.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Rabbi, what's up? What you think?
well, it's different for me because I'm macaroni Tony. So
I swear. If it ain't Big Goo, first of all,
I'm a
Big Goo on the
macaroni-
good side today.
I'm a macaroni Tony. So, but no, I dated the young lady from my high school. I dated her until my sophomore year, and then I, fooled around, did the college thing for a while, and then I started dating the basketball player. So, I agree with your statement, though. I think if you put the two side by side, I think you really got to give it to the college because that's when you mature to most of the time who you're gonna be the rest of your life as far as some of your values, the way you look at life. That's why a different world is just so impactful to us because it resonates to, and everybody don't have to go to college to appreciate a different world. But when you got to college and you experience the thing that you remember from the show, it creates a nostalgia and an appreciation for a different world. Because you remember the CAF, you remember the Union, and it's like, okay, who was my Dwayne Wade? Who was my Whitney? Who was my, Freddie? Who was, et cetera, who was my Ron? So everybody has somebody they can put in that place. And it's funny that you mentioned that because it was a meme that had different guys from a different world. Dwayne Wade, Ron, it was Sinbad. I forget.
Dwayne Wade was on a
Bosley.
different word.
Yeah, you know Dwayne
I ain't know
Wade.
Dwayne Wade.
Wayne.
Kadeem Hardison.
Dwayne Wayne. You keep saying Dwayne Wade.
Oh, my apologies. I might be in Miami in spirit. So Kadeem, Ron, I forget Sinbad's character's name, and who else? I think it was the guy with the dreads, the latter season, who dated Jada
Mhm.
Pinkett.
Yeah, he came on after like a little
Yeah,
bit later.
and then the brown skinned cat with the curly hair, I think dated Freddie for a while, and then they put the picture of
Ron. You
this.
talking about Ron?
No, not Ron. Ron was Kadeem's best friend. It
But
was
he dated
another
Freddie,
guy.
didn't he?
Yeah, Freddie dated two guys
Oh,
in
okay.
that
Okay,
time.
so
In
what's
that
the
time.
point?
dated.
Wait, what's the point?
So the point was, they said, "Who are you?" And I'm sitting there showing Ebony
Oh.
the picture, and I said, "With a meme." I said, "Who was I?" It said, she said, "Ron." I said,
Oh!
Yeah, you definitely probably was Ron. See, I was
I
Kadeem.
started laughing.
Oh. Y'all.
I was Dwayne Wayne.
Now you were Tupac when he was on there, them 3 episodes on campus,
Oh,
starting
Lord.
up trouble.
Now.
Yeah,
I was
Ken-
Dwayne Wayne.
there's 2 topics that I wanted us to touch upon today that I actually forgot about. And I think this is a good one to close us out since we didn't talk about sports and stuff like that. So y'all know this weekend or sometime in the past few days, Kobe had gotten inducted into the Hall of Fame, right?
Mhm.
And his
Mhm.
wife, Vanessa Bryant, gave gave a speech for him receiving the award. And so I didn't watch it all, so I don't have all the specifics. But Jonathan McReynolds, who is a gospel singer for some of y'all who don't know, he wrote a really thoughtful message on Instagram yesterday about an issue that he had with something that Vanessa said in her remarks.
Okay.
And I thought it was really interesting what he said, which I could understand his perspective. I mean, everybody have their own experience, but he said, I'm gonna skim through all of he said, because he showed a lot of reverence and respect for her in his statement before he said, she's one thing that she said that triggered me was that she said that because she figured Kobe heard praise wherever he went around the world, she chose not to praise him, especially publicly, to bring him back down to reality. And he said, I know nothing about his personality, and obviously they had a beautiful relationship, but I will say that I pray women know that the closer you are to us, and this goes to those women who were sitting beside those dudes in the draft, if y'all end up becoming a wife, Jonathan McReynolds has a message for you. And he said, the closer you are to us, the more we want to hear praise from you. Mm-hmm. Your compliments on our character and our work are worth a million fan tweets and letters. From a lot of us, the great words from others don't lift us up high enough for you to need to bring us back down to reality. The reality is that some of us are truly great. I mean, look at the great women around us. I'm just saying, moms, wives, everything, y'all need to balance the world. But you often are our world, and you are our Hall of Fame. So don't enable our issues, but remember that getting a lot of love from others is not an issue by itself. You'd be surprised. We're doing it for you now. Mm-hmm. What do y'all think about that statement? About Vanessa's statement saying she was trying to bring him back down to reality, and then also, Jonathan McReynolds' perspective.
I would have to see the speech to be able to speak on it, because I want to see her body language and her.
Well, let's extrapolate it from that. Let's not even make it about Kobe and Vanessa, right? It's not about Kobe and Vanessa.
Yeah, let me go.
Specifically about praising your partner, no matter who they are and where they stand in the world. What he's saying.
Let me go, cause
Okay.
Because I had a mentor.
I need to think about this.
Well, no, I mean, it's
because I had a mentor. Dr. Stewart had a mentor, and I was getting an award one time. And before I went up to get the award, Doc told me, you better not think now, woman. She said, because there's not a time when a black man can get on stage and not have to think some woman, but a black woman can get on stage and think everybody but a black man. And it is no problem. She said, you better not think now, woman. So now to go back off to what you were saying, what he was saying, this guy was saying, I agree with him totally. Just because, when I walk out my door and everybody want to take pictures, they want my autograph, they want to give me all these praises. I sleep next to you every night. If you're not gonna tell me how great I am, if you're not gonna feed into me, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm saying. They don't recharge me. You recharge me. When I try to got to plug up, I plug up with you. So when I need to be recharged, when and it goes vice versa too. No matter how beautiful your woman may be, and no matter how many times she walked through the mall and everybody, baby, you so pretty, you so such. But she has to know that you see her as the most beautiful woman that you ever seen in your life. No, you know what I mean? Yes, it's gonna be thousands of men that say, cause they got angles. Y'all are together. There's no more angles. So I agree with that. And I think that, I think she meant well. I think her intent was well. I think, for her to say that publicly, it shows that, like, hey, she said, I didn't praise him because, but that let you know that she knew who he was. She knew what he was. You know what I mean? So she never denied the fact that he was what he was. Now, if she would have said, you know what, I know he may have been all that to y'all, but he wasn't all that to me, boy, the world would have exploded.
Right.
So, but she didn't say that. So I understand, what her intentions may be, but for people who are not as big and is not as iconic as a Kobe Bryant, you may not have that room in your relationship to be able to withdraw those things. You know what I mean? Like, like if you got a lady and she's okay, she's not super beautiful, but she's okay, you don't have enough room not to tell her she's not beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, now if she's a supermodel or such and such and woo woo, but she's getting okay, you may have a little room, you don't got to say it as much, but but if she's just average, you're gonna have to compliment her a lot. If your man is average, you're gonna have to stroke his ego a lot. So that wasn't good advice for the masses for her to be like, I want to tell the masses.
And I'm
don't
not
need
saying
to
she
try
was
to do
giving
it.
advice. He just extrapolated that one line and said that was
Right,
the thing that he felt strongly about. So
right, yeah, but she said it, and people gonna say, "Oh, she ain't even praised it." So now me and the rabbi got to deal with this because because one of our spouses might say, "You know what? She ain't even praised Kobe. What I'm gonna praise you for?" That's
okay,
a
but
problem
can
in
we
East
no,
Point.
but seriously, like, can we just take it out of, because I just want y'all final thoughts to really be for the regular folks, right? Can we take it out of that relationship, and can we talk about the importance of, or is it important to praise your partner and to really pour into them in that way, and why?
I mean, it's important because
From y'all perspective, what are y'all needs? You know what I'm saying? From a male perspective, because I know I
okay.
have
So
a woman's perspective. What are your needs as a man?
That's the question.
I need
That
my
is
pleasure.
the question. And so now I would just like to talk about Vanessa's comment. So that's what I was looking for. Maybe their dynamic was something that Kobe did not need, especially because him being him, it's just like telling Jordan, great shot. Jordan might cuss you out back in the day because he already knows a great shot. I don't need you to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? That's just that like they said, that Mamba mentality. Like, he had it. I think he's the best thing next after Jordan as far as NBA is concerned. But I think, like, you had your alpha males, you had your B, and so forth. Maybe an alpha male don't need you to tell him that all the time. Maybe his love language is not compliment. Maybe his love language is to trust him more versus compliment him more. So you have to cater everything to your specific partner. And that's why we have to have these conversations to know that, hey, I can't abstract that one conversation and apply it to me. It's just like when, and I'm not trying to jump subjects, but when Bill Gates just got divorced, somebody made a meme. Now, how in the world somebody that's the richest man in the world can't keep nobody? And he out here tipping, but you want somebody who make you $60,000 a year to try to be faithful and don't tip. Y'all got high standards for people based on finance finance, and that's not fair.
Mhm.
So I think it's
You got high
knowing your
standards
partner.
for people in low places.
Yeah,
But
I think it's.
okay, so outside of the rabbi's advice for the masses, Rabbi, you as a
Yes.
man,
Mhm.
do you feel it's important for your wife to pour into you and elevate you in that way, as opposed to the world? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, are you seeking her approval in that way? And are you know what I'm saying? Like, is that important for you? For your love tank?
For my love type, I mean, you
Like,
can.
you know how they say you gotta feel your partner's love tank.
I mean, for me, it's hard. I'm just trying to be honest. Like, she gets on me about that now. Like, she always asking me, like, why you know, you get frustrated when I ask you where you going in a conversation. But at the same time, I'm like, but Ebony, I don't do you like that when you go nowhere. I was like, you go
That's
places.
not what she's asking.
That's not what I
How
asked
can I
you.
answer my
It
question?
seems like you don't want to answer it.
I'm answering the question. I don't need it.
Okay, so you don't need her to pour into you in that way.
I don't need her to praise me. If she does, fine. But that's just
So
like
when you
saying,
but like, remember that day you was feeling cute and we was in the studio? Remember
correct.
that day you was feeling cute?
Yeah. But
Okay.
but I knew I was cute when I left the house.
But okay, so
So if she said,
so that day you was feeling cute because the light was hitting right. You was
yeah,
taking selfies. You was really feeling yourself. So it don't mean nothing to you that before you walk out that door, Ebony be like, first of all, baby, you looking fine. Okay.
it's nice, but I don't that. I'm sorry, maybe I'm arrogant.
No,
Maybe,
I mean, maybe you are, but go
maybe
ahead.
so. Maybe I'm just.
I'm sending
I'm just
Everybody's
gonna.
needs are different.
I'm just
I
gonna
can
be
respect
honest. Like, she does say I'm an asshole at times. You know what I'm saying? Even about myself. Like, can't nobody compliment. My mama said all the time, can't nobody compliment you. She been saying it for years.
Mm.
You act like just like your daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I compliment her because, like I said, that's her love language. You know what I'm saying? And I get that. And when I tell her, she know it's genuine. Because it's not that, like Magic saying, it's just something that you're supposed to say. Oh, I supposed to know.
Oftentimes, the reason why I'm asking you this specifically is because oftentimes there's this perception that what you don't give your partner, someone else will, right?
Mhm.
So if you just see your partner as extra regular and you have kind of taken for granted how handsome that man is that's walking out the door, how handsome or beautiful that woman is that's walking out the door, and how the world sees them. If you haven't elevated them in the way that you need to, someone else will, right? And so I mean, all the women that I know love compliments. It could be a love language, but all the women that I know, they love to be complimented. They trying to be, you know what I'm saying? But so that's because the concept, like from what Jonathan was saying, was that he's saying y'all need to, it's important to us that you are breathing and speaking life into us just as well as the world.
Correct. And I'm gonna answer when you just said speaking life into us. I actually get excited when she comes back and say, I listened to the show. Y'all did awesome.
So then
That's pouring into that.
It's not
That's
about
my,
appearance. You know you fine. You know you fine. You ain't worried about that. But but you do need. But she's boosting you still, because she wasn't talking about Kobe's appearance, right? She was talking about, oh, you know, everybody just making you so great. You so great.
She's talking about his basketball career. So that's what she put. Yeah. So in that example, she pours into what is important and what I'm passionate about. You know, so when she comes, because you know she's at work and she'll come home, she's like, hey, I listened to the show Sunday that y'all did Sunday. She's like, y'all did real good. You know what I'm saying? Then she'll give her point of views and this and that and the third. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, and it's never a negative. She'd be like, well, why did y'all do this episode, but y'all did it last episode? You know what I'm saying? She strategically like asking why we did something different that she liked prior that we didn't do this show.
The next time.
Correct.
So you gotta give us that feedback.
Yeah, anyway. So I take it. Yeah. I take it and I adjust. You know what I'm saying? Right. But that makes me feel good. But if I put a suit on and I walk out the house and we go to church and all day she never said I look nice, I'm not gonna be bothered by it.
But it's still kind of similar, because what you saying, not necessarily about your appearance because you're very confident in your appearance. Not saying that you're not confident in other areas, but you do want her. You do appreciate when she elevates you in other areas, like when she's speaking life about things that you've done and giving you compliments and things that, especially when you're pursuing something new. But okay,
Gotcha.
Big Goo.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What's
I'm
up?
here
That's your
for
love
you.
language. You want her to be like, first of all, baby, when you woke up this morning, the sun was shining on the right side of your face, and I just ain't never seen you in that light before. Is that what you
You
loving
know,
all of that?
you know what? Like, uh, you know, my love language, I guess, is when you respond to my voice, when you respond to my touch. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like, like what make me know that you see me and know me. Like, if you treat me like I walked in a Chick-fil-A, like when I ask you for something, you say my pleasure. Like that. That's my love language. Like, you know what I mean? So you respond with, like as soon as I roll over in morning, then I put my hand on you, then you lean me back, like you respond to my touch. You respond to my voice. That's big. That's stroke, you know what I mean? Like, so, and I am a male. I am an alpha male that have to have my ego stroke. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can't go back and forth. Like, like if I don't feel like I'm the king of the domain, we're not gonna coexist here. You know, so and I'm very upfront about that, but I'm very fair person too. You know what I mean? Like, things are not equal. Like, my equal. I'm not gonna say we're gonna be equal, but I will be fair. But that's my love language. So yeah, so I do enjoy, the back rubs and do you want something to drink? Like uh I'm so proud of you, those things. Yeah, that does it for me. But to say that I look good or something, that ain't high on the priority list. Not like it is when I say, hey, I need a sandwich. To fix me a sandwich, he say, my pleasure.
Mm.
Oh gosh. First of all, when I tell you every time Eddie talk, I'll be sitting there like, just shut up and let that man talk. Don't just let that man talk.
Taking that Chick-fil-A blueprint, going big with it. My
Oh
pleasure.
man, but no,
Yeah.
that was, I mean, no, I really did want y'all's perspective because I think like you said, like most women want to be complimented, especially on their physical appearance. And not, but like for me, I remember doing this big event and being there with somebody that I was seeing. And I remember him just being kind of like, first of all, people were like walking up to me, asking me to take pictures and stuff. I was like, you want to take a picture of me? I was really feeling myself. And then he was just kind of like, yeah, so what you want to go eat somewhere? I was just like, wait, so you didn't just see what I just did? And so it's like, I mean, I'm still also the woman that I want you to gas me up. Like if I'm looking good, my booty looking good, I need you to be like, babe, your booty looking good in them jeans. Like I need all of that. But but that's also true for like I think when he said, like of all the things that you can accomplish, you really want your partner to be just as proud of you as the world.
Yeah.
You want them to gas you up the same way. And so I thought that was really really a teachable moment for a lot of people who forget, especially when they've been together for a long time, that they forget. And sometimes you forget that, especially when you're with somebody that's pursuing new things. Like, even if you can't do anything to contribute to what they're doing, your support can come in the ways that both of y'all described. So
I agree.
that was good. So I don't know. I feel like we had a good stopping point today. What you feel, Rabbi?
Yeah, I'm looking at the clock. I do agree. I know the Big Goo, he might have some more spin-off top comments
Hey, I ain't gonna.
going
Hey,
on
boy,
in it,
listen. I
going
ain't gonna
on in
turn
this
this
brain.
thing up because. But listen, it's going off over here. But it'll be a good time to go ahead and start now. Because if I say the next thing, it's
It'll
gonna
turn
spin
into
us out of
something else.
control. It's gonna spin us out of control. Because you know what I mean, like. Because we like to be complimented and we like that ego stroke, male and female. Then and especially when you're with your partner, that means everything. So And when you have no special moment with your partner, like let's just say, you know, it's been a while and you hadn't really complimented your girl in a long time.
Mhm.
And when you compliment your girl, you had complimented her in a long time, and you say, "Baby, you are so beautiful." So just on some random stuff, you random. Then she want to do something random for you, and she might throw you way off because she be like, you know, well, tonight y'all getting ready to get intimate or whatever you got going on, and she say, you know what, I want you to thumb me because you know, because she
Rabbi,
just got
what?
so excited.
So we thank everybody for listening.
Thank you.
And don't forget to tune in every first and third Sunday. Please spread the word. We do have our Instagram page up on Instagram, of course. And let me go to my phone so I can actually give you all.
While you looking it up, Rabbi, remember, if you guys are listening to us on the podcast, give us a nice review. Not a bad one. If you don't like it, just stop listening. Don't
Yeah,
give us
just
a bad
keep
review.
moving.
But right, but definitely give us a review because those reviews really help, especially on Apple Podcasts. So shout us out if you're listening.
And that is relationships. We shouldn't have to spell that out. Underscore the letter R underscore us US underscore talk show. So please follow us, and we're gonna actually start having more frequent posts of relationship questions, some Q&As, some different topics that you all would like for us to talk about so we can speak to it on the show. And we appreciate you all for listening. And please, like I said, invite other people to check us out. It's a hot talk show. I think it's gonna be one of the best in talk show land when it's all said and done. We just get warmed up, to be honest with you. And so that's it for me. Always good time speaking with you all. We're gonna pray through the big goo. Maybe we need to go to the church and find an exorcism or something. We gotta get whatever going on. We gotta shake that up.
Holy water.
Yeah, I don't know what he got. I don't know what he got going on. But D-Love is
I mean,
always.
y'all be acting like I be the only one. Y'all be acting like I be the only
It
one.
ain't the
that
only one
experience
thinking it.
strange things.
It's just the fact you the only
No.
one saying
It's
it.
all love. First of all, I learned so for real. Like we closing, but I learned so much from y'all. And like Rabbi we real PC. Me both be real PC, but Big Goo be like all the way real. And even though I give you a hard time, I'm always like making these mental notes because I'm like the antithesis of who you are. So
Yeah.
it's like
I could never do the stuff and say the things that he say. And maybe in my younger years I wouldn't have cared, but right now I'm like, no, man, I can't do that.
Yeah, but you saying a lot of things that are first of all I'm sure we can relate in some ways, but you also saying a lot of things that other people think, and you got the courage to say, and we just don't want you to say.
So yeah, everybody need a Richard Pryor or Rudy Ray Moore.
Exactly.
Everybody need one. So we appreciate the Big Goo for being himself. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna check on out, and we will see everybody in 2 weeks. And like I said, hit us up, DM us with different topics that you all would like for us to research, talk about. Everybody be safe. Wear your mask. It is not over yet. I know people got these 2 shots and they all Athletics. They're free. They just walk around.
No, people ain't got no shots. They're like, oh, we ain't got to wear masks. No,
exactly.
You still wear your mask.
Yeah, still wear your mask. Okay. So we love everybody. See y'all next time.
All right. Peace.
Peace.